Unlike many weather phenomena that come and go on timescales of hours or days, tropical cyclones can sometimes play out for weeks. That was certainly the case with Hurricane Florence, which traveled about 4,000 miles in 16 days across the Atlantic Ocean. Florence's seedling circulation emerged off the African coast on August 29th, officially became Tropical Depression 6 on the 31st, just south of the Cape Verde Islands, became Tropical Storm Florence the next day, then 3 days later strengthened to a hurricane. But facing unfavorable wind shear, Florence weakened to a tropical storm 2.5 days later, only to re-strengthen on September 9th to a hurricane and begin a period of rapid intensification that topped out at Category 4. Eventually, Florence weakened to Category 1 before landfall around sunrise last Friday on Wrightsville Beach near Wilmington, North Carolina, with 90-mile-per-hour winds. In terms of track, Florence will go down as a forecasting success. 5 days out, the specialized hurricane models were already clustering around the landfall in southeastern North Carolina, informing National Hurricane Center forecasters who add their objectivity and expertise to draw their track and forecast cone. The first forecast from the Hurricane Center that had Florence coming ashore was issued 5 days ahead of time. It missed the actual landfall location by less than 5 miles. As Florence approached North Carolina last weekend, onshore winds north of the center not only caused a storm surge at the coast, but also pushed water up nearby rivers and their tributaries, creating an inland storm surge. This time lapse, spanning 4 hours, shows the water rise on a creek about 10 miles inland and 80 miles north of the point of landfall. For the second year in a row, last year it was Harvey, forecasters warned of historic inland flooding as a landfalling hurricane slowed to a crawl near a coast. Predictions that unfortunately verified. Eerily reminiscent of Harvey, the counterclockwise flow off a warm body of water drove relentless, intense rain bands well inland to the north and east of the center of Florence. Last year, Harvey set the Texas record for rainfall from a tropical cyclone. Florence set that record for North Carolina. In this subdivision in Leland, North Carolina, near Wilmington, creeks were simply overwhelmed with water, a scene repeated hundreds of times in the state. This drone video from the North Carolina Department of Transportation doesn't show a river. Instead, you're looking at a flooded out portion of Interstate 40 that runs between Wilmington and I-95. The most recent traffic map in North Carolina still shows many closures on main roads. To add insult to injury, tornado watches were in effect for parts of eastern North Carolina for 94 consecutive hours from Thursday to Monday. Currently, 26 river gauges are still above flood stage in North and South Carolina, 12 of those above major flood stage. At least 13 locations have already broken or are expected to break their record crest. Stay tuned. Our extended forecast is next.